Hello. I'd like to show you how and where we have resources on the Social Studies webpage, but first I need to show you how to get to the Social Studies webpage. So if you go to the Division of Elementary and Secondary Education website, and on Topics A to Z, click C, and then Curriculum and Instruction. It gives you these multicolored boxes, which will click Social Studies, and that brings you to our page. Now there are several ways to get to this page, but that one is one of the easiest. And then I just bookmark it. So the Social Studies page has our standards and courses, has professional development, which can be found at this link, and I update this every time there's a new session, whether it's something that I am doing for ADE at a co-op or elsewhere, or if it's something that comes through and I want y'all to know about the opportunity. So I keep that as updated as possible. And then programs and opportunities, just to show you real quick, any information about community service learning or the civics exam can be found here, as well as the U.S. Senate Youth Program, which is a great opportunity for students, and the Gilder Lehrman American History Teacher of the Year Award, which is a great opportunity for teachers. So more information about those can be found there. But resources. Let's talk about resources. Let's let the page refresh enough so that we can get back to the resources. Okay. So one of my favorite things about this job is being able to find these resources and pass them on. I wish I had known about these when I was in the classroom. First things, just the social studies resource page. There are several that branch out from this. So it starts with those sample review units that help us fill in any gaps that we experience either in 8th grade, high school with US since 1890, and world since 1450. It says they're not intended to take any longer than 5 or 6 weeks, so definitely not meant to be 9 weeks or a semester. It is meant strictly for review. And then it's followed by our C3 resources, which gives you more of an idea of the C3 framework and how it can be used with your Arkansas standards. And it also links to the Arkansas Social Studies Toolkit, which is lessons prepared by Arkansas teachers on a multitude of subjects and different grade levels using that inquiry design model. I love the IDM because it takes a lesson plan and you can use parts of the unit, you can use the primary sources. It's really flexible in how it can be used, but everything is there for you. Everything, it's like a teachers pay teachers, except you're not paying anybody. It's wonderful. The Social Studies Live Binder is something that I've just started where I'm trying to update it with resources as I get them. I get tons of emails and tons of people telling me all the great things that are happening and all the great resources that are out there. But then this list would be forever long. So I want to put that in one place. And so I started this Live Finder, and I've tried to organize it by the different kinds of resources that are out there. And I will update it as I find more things. Some of the most frequently asked questions would be Arkansas history resources. So as I find Arkansas specific resources or people let me know things, I'll add them here and I'll let you know that I've updated it and when I've updated it. Keeping in mind that none of these resources that are listed are offered or officially endorsed by the Department of Ed. I'm just trying to pass on resources, materials, and opportunities as I find them. I've also got the list of social studies outreach programs, the different places in Arkansas that can work with your students and you to create field trips or enrich a learning experience. Let's go back to those resources. If you need primary sources or you need some background information, this is a great place to go. You've got lesson plans, you've got primary sources. About every one of our social science disciplines are represented here. And I check this list multiple times a year to make sure that the links still work. Chegg is pretty awesome. Really love them. They have some great primary sources. As well as, where did it go? The milestone documents. They've got some pretty great things as well. Economics is another thing that we get a lot of questions about, and I know they put a lot of stuff through the ACSS listserv, but they have some really great PD going on all the time, so you should definitely check them out. But all of these link to those different places, different resources. So just about anything you need is there. But we also have some more specific focuses here on the right. We've got Arkansas history specific resources and all of the different departments that can help you here. Arkansas history specific lesson plans here. All of these link to different resources specific for Arkansas. We've got the Rower Heritage Site. All of these are great. What we've recently added is Arkansas's integration history, and right now it's just Hoxie, and it compares a little bit with Little Rock Central High and others. But we've worked with some Hoxie teachers to develop lesson plans about Hoxie's integration, and what you see is the result of that. We've got some lesson plans on here at varied grade levels as to what Hoxie's integration looked like, because this took place earlier than Little Rock Central High in 1957, and the people of Hoxie wanted that message out there. And so we worked with the teachers to create these lessons, and we hope to expand it to bring in Fayetteville's integration story, North Little Rock's integration story, Charleston's integration story, and build out this portion of the website a little bit more so that we can have a larger conversation about that part of Arkansas history. So that's a pretty cool project that we have going on right now that we're building out there. And a couple more that we have over here is some of the more specific legislatively required resources. Act 561 wanted us to make sure that educators have access to resources for Arkansas in the American Civil War and contributions of African Americans, especially with the civil rights movement. And so these tabs are updated, and we keep lesson plans and websites here so that you have access to that. And usually this is sent out in a commissioner's memo in late January so that you have these resources as needed and to remind you that they're here, but they're here all the time. And we've also linked our Arkansas's integration history materials here as well. But these are all of the resources and materials that we have to help you in the classroom. And there's so much there to go through, but they're great resources. They're a great help. And if you ever have any questions or need additional support, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Here I am. Hi, I'm Melissa Starkey, and I'm your social studies specialist at the Arkansas Department of Education, Division of Elementary and Secondary Education. So if you ever need me, here's my contact information, and I hope you have a great Friday.